I'm Jack Benjamin, and I'm chair of the Exhibits Committee for the Columbus Historical Society. About a year or so ago, we planned to do an exhibit on the 1920s to mark the 100th year as we entered into the new decade of 2020. We thought it would be a great exhibit to follow on the heels of our World War I exhibit that we had in Columbus. Plus, the fact of the anniversary of the 19th Amendment, Prohibition, so many things happening in that decade. We thought it would be great and fascinating to take a look at how life was in Columbus in 1920. We wanted to touch on everything from women's rights to African American history to the development of our neighborhoods, to the architecture, the business and industry of the time period, the technology. I was not even aware of the role that Columbus and Ohio State and WOSU ultimately played in the development of wireless technology, the radio, and public radio and television. And so much of it was developed in the 1920s. If you're a sports fan, we've got so much on the sports in that time period, from baseball to the building of the shoe, to the development of the NFL, the panhandles. We also, in terms of transportation, Columbus played a major role in transportation during that time period, with the development of TAT, where it was the first transcontinental rail and air route to go from one coast to the other. And Columbus was a major hub in that. We also, of course, wanted to talk about Prohibition, especially since the Anti-Saloon League was headquartered in Westerville, Ohio. And so we couldn't ignore it. We didn't necessarily want to be handcuffed by the cliches of what people think about the Roaring Twenties, the gangsters, the speakeasies, the flappers. However, there was some truth to all that, and so we wanted to present what it was like in Columbus during Prohibition, specifically because Columbus at that time was also a major city for the growth of the brewery industry. And it obviously had a devastating effect on that industry during that time period. Columbus Historical Society is located on West Town Street in Franklinton. We're across the street from the new emergency room for Mount Carmel West, right by 315. It's a single-story building. The 20s exhibit is open through the middle of October. However, we may possibly extend it into the fall and winter. Reservations are required. The health and safety of our visitors is paramount. It's our number one priority. We realize that many of our visitors fall within that high-risk category, and so we've taken all the precautions as recommended by the state of Ohio, by the CDC, by the Ohio Museum Association, and we've applied all the regulations, complied to them, and make it so it fits perfectly with our building. So we take temperatures when people arrive. We are spacing out groups. We are limiting the amount of people at any time period. We also wanted to thank all the various individuals, organizations that have helped us put this together. It's really been a team effort, and we're very, very fortunate to have those friends and honored actually to have been able to work with them to have this result.